Dark chocolate fondant, personal favorite. Just look at that. It's got a nice crispy outer shell. It's got beautiful, soft, gooey, molten chocolate in the middle. It is just divine. You can serve it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, by itself, or whatever you like. Just delicious. Alright, so we start off by low heat, adding 250 grams of dark chocolate, 220 grams of butter. I like using dark chocolate. I think it gives it a nice chocolatey flavor. Then on the side, get 4 eggs and 4 egg yolks. Mix in 2/3 cup of sugar. Pretty straightforward. Get your electric beater on there, or if you've got super strong arms, then by all means try to whisk that yourself. But I've got a nice little beater doing the job. So we do want to whisk this quite a lot. If you don't have a beater, you can stop, but this is me after about 3 or 4 minutes, and you can really see those eggs have puffed up and gotten quite a lot of volume, and it's become a nice foamy mixture. To this, we can now add that melted chocolate and butter sauce that we made. Of course, very important that you keep that on a very, very low heat. Take it off the heat if need be. Once you've got that melted chocolate, fold it into this mixture. You don't have to be overly careful, but the more careful you are, the airier the mixture, the fluffier your fondants. So keep mixing that through. Nice little cut through the middle, and keep mixing it. It's going to take a little while. You can see we're putting in the chocolate sauce a little bit at a time. I think I've got most of it in there now. And just make sure that's evenly mixed through and there aren't any chocolatey bits. Next, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of plain flour. Good to sift that through, get that nice and aerated as well. Just 1/3 cup of plain all-purpose flour, and of course mix that through as well. Same folding technique. It's going to make sure that's thoroughly mixed. We don't want any floury clumps in there. Okay, that's looking quite good now. You can see the color, it's beautiful. Next step, take a bit of butter and butter the inside of some ramekins. And really all we want to do here is just make that surface nicely buttered so that the fondant doesn't stick to it so well. And then all you got to do is dust in some cocoa powder. And so what I do is put it in a sieve and then just sprinkle it from a slight height onto the ramekin. And you can see that's not very hard at all, and it covers the sides and the bottom of that ramekin quite nicely. Got a piece of paper, that simple paper that I got from the printer. Just put that out there underneath and catch any extra cocoa that falls off, and you can quite simply just pour that back into your cocoa container. So that's nicely covered in cocoa now, and then a simple matter of pouring your batter into those ramekins. Be a bit careful, don't spill that on the sides. It's precious batter. Okay, so we don't want to fill the ramekins all the way to the top, just about a little bit below that ridge that you see, usually just about 1.5 inches from the bottom. I think that usually works. And then in they go into an oven preheated at 200 degrees. You bake them for about 8 to 10 minutes until they look like that. And so just look at that. That's just perfect. You can see those air pockets in there, nicely cooked from the top. It's very, very important now that you rest them for 10 minutes. Don't be tempted to eat them too quickly. Then you do need that rest so that the sides and the top and the bottom can cook evenly. And just look at that gooey goodness. Serve with ice cream and enjoy.